Hi everyone. That crazy trans girl back for more. Um, Today I want to talk about something that is very important to transgender people everywhere. Um, if you and the subject for today is actually what do I do if somebody I know, somebody I love, whether friend or family member, comes out to me as being transgender. The reason this is such a big deal is because so many people freak out, um, end friendships, disown their children or disown family members. And in all honesty, there's really no need for it. There's no viable excuse. Um, Family, especially, they say that blood's thicker than water, and that's supposed to be true, but so many times you hear about trans people when they come out to their family, when they tell them, Mom, I feel like a girl inside. My heart tells me that I'm a girl. Or, Mom, my heart tells me that I'm a boy. Daddy, I love you, but I'm a boy. And these kids end up getting beaten by their own family, insulted, um, taken to mental institutions at times, or even kicked out of the house, put out on the street because it goes against their religious beliefs or it goes against their idea of gender. Um, First of all, I want to explore the religious side of things. Okay, yes, I understand that your faith may teach that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. This has been scientifically disproven. There are people born with XX chromosomes, or XXY, or XYY, or just X, or just Y. Scientifically, there's been proven to be 6 known gender chromosome combinations. Um, as far as religion itself goes, most religions are based upon the idea that their God, their supreme being, their higher power, is one of love, of unconditional love. I grew up in a Pentecostal family. My grandfather, rest his soul, was a Pentecostal preacher until the day that he died. My grandmother still runs the church that he preached at. My uncle is now the preacher of that church. I have another uncle who is a preacher at another church. Um, they accept me. They accept me for being the woman that I am. And the reason why is because their Bible, the Holy Bible, teaches that Jesus loves everyone and God loves everyone. And we should follow in God's example and love everyone. There is no room for hate in God's house. Those words are in the Bible. What is not in the Bible is transgender people are dangerous. Transgender people should be murdered. No, that's not religious. That's hate, fear, and a lack of knowledge. Okay, now, um, if your son or daughter comes to you and says, and we'll use the example of son, I am transgender female, I was born and designated male at birth. I came out to my mom via telephone, and circumstances were not good for me at the time that I came out for her, but that's another story for another day. I told her how I felt, and her response was, "Honey, why didn't you tell me sooner? I love you." When I told my grandmother, she asked me the same thing. "Why didn't you tell anybody sooner?" And my response to her was, I was afraid of what my grandmother or what my grandfather would say. I was afraid I would disappoint him, I would hurt him, and I would lose his love. And he has been my rock. He saved me from drug abuse in my teens. And I didn't want to risk that. I said, I thought I would lose him. And she yelled at me. Not for being trans, not for going against God, but for actually believing that my grandfather could ever be disappointed in me, could ever stop loving me. My only regret is not being able to tell him face to face before he died. As far as friends go, yes, I've lost friends because of this. And I learned something in the process because I kept a lot of friends too. If you walk out of somebody's life because you disagree with their gender identity, or because you disagree with their political beliefs or their religion or anything like that, I'm sorry, but you were never their friend. A true friend loves and supports their friends. A true friend will be there. My friends will escort me to the bathroom if I have to go in public. I use the ladies' room. And my girlfriends will go in there with me and not hesitate and not think twice. And if anybody says anything to me, my friends defend me. And that is what a real friend is. That's what a real friend does. You may be wondering, why am I talking about this? Why am I putting myself through the emotions of this? What sparked it? I have a friend on Steam, on the Steam gaming community, who, one of his friends, she's 14, and she's transgender. I won't say where they live, I won't give any names, but her family is Christian. I put that in quotation because they are apparently being very cruel to her. Her brother has threatened her life. Her sister has suggested she seek mental help. And her parents are just generally completely unsupportive and just being very negative towards her. I'm sorry, but that is not how you parent. My mother believes, and I believe, that a parent should never be their child's first bully. They should never be their child's bully, regardless of anything. I can honestly say right now, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that if I were to commit a crime, and I won't, but if I were, and I were convicted and sentenced to a life in prison, my mother would still love me. She would still support me. Because that's what parents do. What I'm seeing nationwide, worldwide, is LGBT youth, whether they're gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender, ending up homeless on the streets nowhere to live, no way to make money, can't even finish school because their parents kicked them out. Instead of supporting their child, instead of saying, I love you no matter what, I don't agree with your lifestyle, but it's your life and I will support you, they're kicking them out. People say, as a nation, okay, Pastor Greg Locke says, as a nation, what's wrong with America that we're trying to allow men into the women's room with my wife and my daughter and blah, blah, blah. I promised in the first video I'm not going to go on a rant on the bathroom issue. It's simply an example. What is wrong with America for wanting to let people live the way they are? The United States Constitution is supposed to ban any form of discrimination. I understand the concern. I understand that there are pedophiles out there that might put on a dress and go into the ladies' room and go after your little girl. But a pedophile is not going to often limit himself to gender or herself, because there are females out there too. A pedophile is just as likely to go into the men's room, just like a male pedophile, going into the men's room dressed like a man and assaulting your little boy, as he is to dress up like a girl and put himself through the harassment and the funny looks and the comments and the danger that we live every day to go into the women's room to assault your little girl. Either way, 9 chances out of 10, he's not going to do it in a public place. He's not going to do it in broad daylight. And 9 chances out of 10, it's somebody you know in your family. Not a stranger who happens to look like I do. What's wrong with the country, what is wrong with the country today, is that we're putting the bathroom issue at the forefront of the presidential campaign, at the forefront of state government concerns, rather than dealing with budget issues, rather than dealing with the homeless and LGBT homeless, youth, starving kids, veterans who have given their bodies fighting for what we call our freedoms that are every day being taken away, who live on the street because they don't have enough money for defending their country and giving their bodies, giving their lives, and getting injured in the name of our government, yet our government lets them stay on the street. That's what's wrong with our country. We have shootings at school. We have shootings in churches. We have riots. We have racism. We have terrorists attacking us. But we're worried about whether or not I have a penis when I go into the ladies' room. I don't understand that. I really don't. There are so many things wrong with this country, but trans women and trans men have been using their identified gender's restroom since the beginning of time. People say one victim's too many. I agree. But a former Speaker of the House was sentenced to 15 months on multiple counts of pedophilia, of child molestation, and paying the families and the victims to keep quiet about it. The same man who 13 years ago said that all pedophiles should be sentenced to life in prison, and he begged for a lighter sentence and leniency. Why? Because he's a politician. Because he has money. Because he has the backing of at least half of the United States government. Because he says he's about family values. Now, when he gets out of jail in 15 months, do you really want him going into a public men's room where your son's at, but you're worried about me with a clean criminal record? Aside from a few speeding tickets, who doesn't get those? Going into the bathroom with you or your little girl. And I hear of people threatening to carry or promising to carry handguns in their bags when they go into the bathroom. Okay, if you want to carry a handgun in your purse, by all means, it's your constitutional right, as long as you have a permit to carry and you only use it if your life is legitimately in danger. If I walk in, go into the stall, lock the door, pee, come out, wash my hands, and leave, you are in no danger. You're in danger if I were to attack you. And I'm not going to do that. Neither will 99.9% of trans women. I say that because nobody's perfect. Okay, there may be one or two bad eggs. There may be a pedophile out there who might try and take advantage of this. But at the same time, guess what? It was not a problem before the Republicans and the conservatives and the hate groups such as the Family Research Council put the idea out there. So if it does become a problem, I wonder who's responsible. Wouldn't she say it'd be the person or people that put the idea out there to begin with? Okay, I've gotten way off topic here, and I do apologize. So back to the original point of the video. It's simple. If a friend or a family member or somebody you love comes to you and tells you that they're transgender, they are trusting you to support them, and they are asking you to support them and to be there for them and to help them through it. Maybe teach the girl how to put her makeup on. Teach the guy how to fix his car if he wants. Offer to take him shopping. Teach him how to look for deals. Teach him how to find clothes that fit them. Maybe help them with their sense of fashion if they need it or if they want it. Don't walk out on them because they're trusting you emotionally to support them, and walking out on them is just going to destroy them. They're still the same person that you knew, that you grew up with. The only thing that's changing is their body. Love you guys. Talk to you later.